Almighty morning. Welcome into Communications and Connections. My guest today is Dawn. I met Dawn. Why do we have an echo, Dawn?
I don't know.
Okay, you don't have an echo. Okay, the echo's gone. Okay. Um, anyway, welcome in. I met Dawn August 29th, 2022.
How do you remember the,
Huh?
how do you remember the date?
Because that's the day I walked into the what was it? Psychic and Mediumship Circle at Everything
Oh,
Just Rocks, Tina Escoto. It
okay.
was the last Sunday, last Monday of the month. And I remember it because actually that was the beginning of a new life. So it, it's,
You turned a page. You turned a page.
yeah, it turned a page, right. And I got paired, well, we got into groups. I was with you and Shannon. And you guys read me first because I was the newbie. And
She means psychically, not read her. Because there's reading for filth, and then there's reading.
okay, psychically, yes, okay. So, right. I just think, pure spiritually, just spiritually speaking, right? That's another part of his life. Anyway, and I got to read you, and you had drawn, and I remember this too. I had a good memory, and it's better now again. Anyway, you drew the stag card, and the Celtic believe that it's called the Great White Stag or the Great White Hart, and it's a guardian. And as soon as I saw it, um, I knew that you were a guardian, that you were a protector, and that you brought a lot of people hope. You saved a lot of people, and I read you, and I felt everything was right, and you confirmed most of it. I mean, nobody's perfect, right? But that was my first time, and you also told me that the mandalas in the background to look off at them, and you don't have to look at the person because you usually get distracted by looking at the person when you're reading them. And you look off to the side, and one of the mandalas did move for me. And so I concentrated on that one. Even though I like the colors of another one, that didn't do anything. So that was my introduction to Dawn. So now, Dawn, could you introduce yourself to this group?
Well, boy, you put me on a pedestal there. I don't know what to do at that point. Well, holy moly. The interview's done. Thank you, everybody. It's been wonderful. Man, it's all downhill from here, Julie. Anyway.
Aw.
I've done a number of things in my life, but the one thing that is most recent, and one of the reasons why I think Julie and I were just discussing why the focus of the initial part of the interview was a period of my life where I definitely I was into metaphysical very much most of my life, but not as deeply into it. And some things happened, and through that, I found solace in the metaphysical, and that was super important because it's interesting. Some people turn to religion, turn to other things, but it seemed to me I have a bit of a scientific background, to say the least, and I always understood energy, and so energy is key to us all. Energy is us all. We are energy, and so after being frustrated with every lever of power that I could use in this three-dimensional world, I turned to the thing that I understood to a degree, but did not understand completely, and that was the metaphysical, and said, how can this maybe help me, since I have tried everything that I can do? And I'm an attorney. I was an engineer. I have a lot of science background, So it's frustrating when you have all that science and information and legal doesn't work with you or help you get through a problem. You like, something else has to happen. And that's what I did. So I turned to metaphysical, and in so doing, I learned so much that I think I had not understood before, to the degree that I need to. And it's funny because it opened a whole new line of thinking for me. And in so doing, I was inspired to write a book. So the book is The Ultimate Power Within, Unleashing the Magic of Affirmations. Yes, I'm hawking my book. It's
Yes.
Amazon. And I did all the art for myself, by the way. I'm very proud of the artwork because the artwork is significant in the sense that every image, when you read that section of the book, there's 5 sections of the book. Each section has an image specific to the book, and also the cover itself. When you see it and read it, it is super. It really is specific to the purpose. In this case, we have the female here, and she's asking for. She's putting out the energy to the universe, saying, "Can you bring it back to me?" The universe does bring it back. She sends it back in the aura energy. In the field, in the future, you see the calm, which means she gets what she wants. She's grounded to the universe, so therefore the ground, and there's a lot of energy around her. That's the hair moving. So as you can see, this was not just just a picture on a page that I saw someplace. I made this, and the pictures in the book are the same. And it's not a picture book, don't get me wrong, but I'm bringing attention to picture because, again, it took me out of my safe zone. I did not do art. I'm not art. I don't do writing. I do legal writing, and when I did project writing, I wrote projects. This is a very different kind of writing. So, as I set out to write this book, my thing was about this. I had learned that we are energy, which goes back to my scientific energy. E equals MC squared. Energy does not get created or destroyed. It just changes and that kind of stuff. And so when you understand that we are energy, and you understand that if we are energy and energy can push out, you can push out energy. We've seen energy around us, and energy in our environment works. I'll give you an example. You go into a funeral parlor. You could be listening to the most amazing upbeat song on your radio, and then walk into a funeral parlor, and the energy, poof, it plummets. If we are not energy, or if we could not, and again, that's not even a dispute anymore because we are energy. Take a look at your science books. That is the case. But again, if you walk into a space and energy drops because everybody is not happy, they're sad, then that tells you energy can impact itself. Again, it's you connecting to other people's energies. And so, and I'll give you another example. Say you're in an argument with somebody, and you're coming up an elevator, and you're getting ready to walk into a party, and you're not in a really good mood because you just had an argument, right? But you walk into the party, and everybody's partying and having a good time, and all of a sudden you're popping and jumping. Again, that's the same energy concept. We are energy. Therefore, when we connect with other people's energy, we either can do one of two things. We can either draw in the energy and utilize it to help us if we need to draw positive or whatever. And so we bounce off that energy. We help that energy work. Or we can then emit an energy and change the energy around us. And so what does that tell you? It tells you that, first of all, if we can alter, even within close proximity to us, our environment, then theoretically, energy spreads deeper than that, and we can alter our universe. We can alter our major environment. And that's exactly what the book is written on. The book is written on the theory of affirmations. Now, affirmations used to be woo-woo for a lot of people, and it's like, I am wonderful. I am great. I deserve. Yes. It can be more than this. And that's the thing that bothered me. It's like, wait a minute, how are we so narrow-minded, or how did we fixate ourselves into a point that we can be energy beings? And we in the metaphysical understand energy more than most, and we are energy beings. And yet, we could not see the fact that we use our energy and push it out to the universe, because we're always talking about, psychically, I can read you. I can pick up your energies around you. Okay, so I am connecting. That argument's already resolved then, because if you believe that, then you're already connecting. So you are pushing your energy out, and you're connecting to theirs and pulling it back and understanding it. So it's fascinating to me that when, as I dealt with affirmations, as I turned to affirmations, as I understood and explored them, and found out again through affirmations, and affirmations are a repetitive positive statement set in the future, specific and personal. Okay, and so when you set a specific and personal affirmation, that is again the benefit, the ultimate goal of what you want to do. And I'll give you an example in this. And it's like, I won the lottery's major jackpot. Okay. There you go. Now that's not as specific, but you don't want to get so specific like on a date, because that you can't
Right.
control to that degree. But you put out to the universe something that's specific. And then, because again, if you were to say, I won the lottery, right? And then 2 weeks later you win the lottery and you go to cash it out and it's $4 cha-ching. Oh yeah, you're a winner, $4. You got what you asked for. You got what you asked for. Don't complain. So again, you do it specific, you do it personal to yourself, you tailor it to what you want, and then you push it out there, but you must believe it. Say it when you mean when you say it. If you do not mean it, do not say it. And it's that specific. So when you send it out to the universe and you tell the universe, hey, this is my goal. I will. And so again, it's no longer wills, by the way. Don't put the word will in there, because no, you put yourself in the success. Okay. I'm married, have kids, and have an amazing job. And I did it by the age of 30. Okay. There you go. There's an affirmation. And you repeat it every day and every day and every day and every day. And if it's a realistic point of view and you can wholly absorb yourself into that concept, and then you send it out to the universe on a daily basis, repeat it 3 times in the morning. What I always say is set a time up as part of a ritual with your morning ritual. It's like I do my shower, I shave, I do my affirmation, then I put the cologne on or whatever. You set it up in a routine and you repeat it daily. Don't be surprised if when you start using the affirmations, you actually repeat them when you get frustrated, because then that's happened to a number of people. They're like, this is my mantra now, because it's my go-to, my safe zone, my comfort zone. And when you push it out there, don't be surprised that as you push it out there, the universe then responds and it starts giving you what you want. Now, remember, you don't stop at that point. You don't stop until you get it. And then ultimately, remember constantly to also thank the universe and thank your spirit guides and thank your higher being, whomever that might be, for giving you the opportunity to experience this and to have it happen. Because thankfulness and mindfulness are super important during affirmations. Thankfulness is telling the universe, hey, I appreciate the fact that you're there. It didn't have to happen. You helped me. I am thrilled that you did. Okay. And even though it hasn't happened yet, the thankfulness is saying, hey, I'm thankful now. And I'm thankful that you will help me, because you have to believe they'll help you, because they will. And as you send that energy out to the universe, then eventually that universe starts altering and you see the things get underway. Now, I'll give you another example. When you talk about the one about the getting married and so forth, right? Say this is somebody who's a bit reclusive, and all of a sudden they start pushing this affirmation out. And as they push their affirmations out, they start realizing, oh, I got an opportunity to go to a party. I'm going to go to the party. I'm going to get myself out of my safe zone. They're doing things as well to help themselves in this specific situation. And then that moves the ball down the road. And as the ball moves down the road further and further and further and further, they're opening up more and more and more. And all of a sudden now they meet that right person, then the right person and asks them to marry. And then eventually the kids come along. And all these things happen because you are working on yourself. You're sending out your energy saying, this is what I want. You're calling in the universe to, hey, give me this life that I'm looking for. And if it's in your best interest, the universe is like, I'm going to help you with this as long as you're honest about it and you really want it. We're going to push forward. And again, it's in your best interest. If it's not in your best interest, the universe probably isn't going to give you no matter what you do. Because again, that's not how the universe works. There's like a checks and balances that seems to work with energy. And it's like, yeah, that's going to offset things. That's not the way you're going to be. But anyway, the point is, I won't get off on that, but the point is that through using affirmations, it helped me to get through a very rough time in my life. And I was able to document it. And in so doing, I created, again, the ultimate power within, Unleashing the Magic of Affirmations on Amazon. And the book is a testimony to the fact that you can finish a project. Because for me, I never thought I could write a book. I always get started on something and I'm off on something else. And so to me, the book became so much more than just merely a book. It became a testament to me saying, I can do this and I will do this. And the book is done. And on the very first day, I am self-published, by the way. I'm self-published. It's on Amazon, but I am self-published. And since I don't have a publisher behind me and I don't have a big old team behind me to get me out there and whatever, I still wound up as the number one new seller on Amazon the day it was released, which was astounding. I was blown away myself. I was thrilled. And that's not an easy task. I'm telling you, but it's not an easy. You may think it is not an easy task, but I did. And that goes because that goes with my energy saying, and I've done it. I've worked on it. I'm going to make this happen. And so it's an interesting read. The other good thing about the book, and I haven't read the question, so I don't know what's up there yet. And so if I've missed something, please let me know down the road. But the other thing about the book that's interesting is that when you start reading this book, I did not realize it. As I wrote the book is not in the form it started. I promise you, the book was about twice the size. A ton of research was put into the book, and as a lawyer, I wrote a legal treatise and not a book. And then I gave it to a friend of mine. She's like, "Who'd you write this for?" And I said, "For people to learn." No, she said, "No, this was written for this. I don't know what this was written for."
Academics.
It was, and she's like, you got to. And she marked my book up and redlined everywhere. I'm like, oh, and I was butthurt. I was not happy. And I'm thinking, but that's a good friend because she had the confidence as a friend to tell me news I didn't quite necessarily want to hear because I was so proud of me being finished. But I didn't want to see the fact that I had created a piece of blob, because it wasn't going to be read by anybody who specifically would use it. And so I had to take the book, totally reconfigure it, totally bring my own story. My own story was the very end of the book. And she's like, you got to give people a reason to read the book. You got to give them something to understand why they want to consider reading this book. And so she made me move that to the beginning, and she made me expand on that a little bit, which I did. And I'm very personal. I don't like a lot of stuff out there. I'm getting very comfortable with it now more than before. But at one point I was like, no. So when I wrote the book, I had to reconfigure it. I had to get rid of about 10,000 words of research because I had so much research in there. But I wanted to point that out. When I wrote this book, because of my scientific background and my legal background, I needed to prove this to myself. And I needed to prove it in a scientific way. And the funny part was, I didn't think I would find a lot of science behind this, and I was wrong. Capital W, wrong. There was a lot of science. A lot of universities and scientists wanted to take on affirmations to disprove them. If you read their thesis, if you read their papers, it's very clear that when they wrote these papers, but not when they wrote them, because the paper's written at the end, of course, but when the research project was proposed and when they thought about it, their thinking was, we are going to tell the woo-woo metaphysical people we have proven that they're wrong. And when they write the paper, they're like begrudgingly having to say they're right. There's the placebo effect that comes from affirmations. A placebo effect is when you have this process of helping yourself heal. When you believe you're getting help, you get help. When you believe you're getting service, you're getting service. Then there is the also the different effects that come along with it, such as a mindfulness. Doing affirmations, you have to sit in your mindfulness. You have to sit in the moment. You have to be present in the moment. You can't be sitting and trying to do affirmations and peacefully and get your mind everywhere else. And mindfulness is a concept where you sit in the moment. You're not passing judgment. You're just in the moment. All right. And so you acknowledge and accept what's going around you, but you're not passing judgment or doing, and in so doing, that's where the peacefulness comes from, that you can then push out your energy with the affirmations. And so we learned that. We learned that your cortisol levels are raised, and affirmations will bring your cortisol levels down by just repeating an affirmation. They have studied that it brings your cortisol levels down. Now, when your cortisol levels drop, as Julie knows, and she's talked about with Claudine on the show a few times, your cortisol levels are what is a stressor, and it makes you it inflames you. It's inflammatory, and so when your cortisol levels rise, your inflammation rises too, and you wind up swelling up. That swelling creates an anxiety, and that's not the only thing that creates anxiety. Don't get me wrong, but there is anxiety attached to that. So by bringing your cortisol levels down, and again, just by doing an affirmation, you do that. And again, I'm not telling you because I feel it or because I think it or I sense it. I'm telling you because the research is in the book that says this has been proven that it worked to bring that down. It's amazing. There's so many things in the book that will shock you in that regard. And the science part is a fair chunk, but it's not the all-encompassing part. But the good part is that in the book, as you read through the book, some people have come back and told me, I didn't read the book the way you wrote it. And I'm like, don't worry, because I didn't write the book the way I wrote it. So it's okay. We both win, you know? And the reality is that most people, when they read the book, they start with the intro, they understand the basis of how I got there and what affirmations are. And then they bounce around to parts that they go to. And one of the most important chapters for a lot of people is 14, because it's about health and wellness. And so how can you use this for health and wellness? What does this have an impact on your health and wellness? There's other parts that people are drawn to, but the good part about that book is that you can bounce around and read what is you're drawn to. And I love the fact that that happens, that people are drawn to chapters, because to me, that's what a book should do. It should draw you in. You should want to go to a specific place and read there. And you shouldn't be dictated to where you start. So don't feel bad if you get the book and you start reading. When you get the book, let me fix that. When you get the book and you start reading it, you realize, I'm drawn to this. I really want to know this. You can do that, because the good part is the book is written in a way that you can go to the chapters you want. You can jettison the chapters you don't want. You'll probably come back to them, because in the other chapters, you'll touch on things like, oh, now I need to read this. I see why now. And then the good part is that ultimately at the end, you're going to learn, I'm going to teach you how to properly do an affirmation, how to set your space, how to do clearing of your space, how to set your energies properly, how you prepare to do an affirmation, how you then draft the affirmation, how you test the affirmation. And then once you test the affirmation, how you put it into use, and then continually do it. And then after that, of course, the last chapter or two are about mindfulness, again, helping you understand about mindfulness and being, again, in that space to help you maximize the benefit of your affirmations, and most importantly, how to then move forward with them. So it's an amazing book. And it's interesting, when I got the book printed, I made sure that I chose if you notice, it doesn't shine. I did not want a shiny, glossy cover. This is a book about feelings and energy. And I wanted you to, when somebody receives this book and they feel it, they feel a different feel to a book. And they're like, oh, this has a really nice feel. It's like, it's a really kind of velvety feel. It's interesting. It's a very different feel than you would get in a regular book. And that was by choice. That was by design. I chose that because I wanted you, as soon as you touch the book, I want the energy. I want you to feel the energy. When you're looking at this book and you see that, and you're like, wow, and then you touch it, like, I kind of feel that. I want you to feel something about the book. And then, because again, sensory perception is so important with affirmations, with the metaphysical community. And so anyway, I got the book published. It's been about a year and a half, I think, and I'm happy with it. And it gave me closure to something that says, again, I could finish a project, such a big project. When I was in the engineering side of things, I had to finish projects because, again, you complete projects.
Right. And
then with the law, of course, you have to, because you have to bring these cases closed. But after that, it's kind of like my life has like been open, and then you have all these, whatever. And I'm like, I don't know if I can have that focus anymore. And the book brought me that. It brought me back to the fact and says, you know what? You're back. You're back. You're back now. So that's it. So again, I'll do it one more time. The Ultimate Power Within, Unleashing the Magic of Affirmations by Don Rumer-Rivera. And it's available on Amazon, hardback, softback, ebook. If you love reading ebooks, it's available in ebook. And if you like the audibles, it is also an audible. So you can have it in your car and play it and listen to it at the same time, which is wonderful. And again, on the audibles and the ebooks, you can pop around the chapters. You don't have to do them serially, which is kind of nice.
Right. And well, when you're driving, you have to listen to that book. You don't skip between the chapters. Now, Robin says, oh my gosh, I said the exact same thing when I got the book. You can feel the energy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And that was part, I wasn't, again, because the book was such an all-encompassing project. I wanted it to be visually inspiring. I wanted to be the text to be inspiring, but I also wanted that text style, because what happened is when I did the research, I had to read a lot of books. And as I did, I'm like, it just seemed cold when you touch a glossy book. And I mean, it's not that all glossy books are cold, don't be wrong, but I just, when I touch it, I feel like I don't get anything from it.
Right. And
then I ran across one book one time and I thought, wow, there's something about this book. And I feel like, oh, I think it's not just, but I think it's part of the cover. And I thought, you know what? If I can control that aspect of my book too, I will. And so part of it is a little control issue, because again, when you do a project like this, you can't help but want everything to be perfect and everything to be. And if you notice, and let me point one other thing out. If you know, every chapter I even created an image for each chapter. And so it's the number changes, but look at the hands. I mean, this is we are all, it's all energy, and we are all helping each other, and we're all connected. And I love that. And I love the fact that the book, that I was able to create those kind of things with it. And I was thrilled that I was able to create the images that was my biggest stumbling block at one point, because I couldn't figure out the images. But look at that image. Now, this is the image. It's called this is part 2, section 2, the science of transformation. And look at that image. I needed something. I needed a scientific type person, right? But I needed something that didn't fit necessarily a specific time. So it's hard to get the clothing right and hard to get the character right. And I needed somebody who was not doddering and old, but I also couldn't have somebody new. I needed somebody who didn't offend anybody's age group, right? And I thought that's the image. And then if you notice these beakers, they're in the metaphysical community, it's all about, we talk about orbs where spirits are, and orbs. And so these beakers, as you notice, are not beakers, they're orbs, but they're beakers in the picture, but they're shaped as orbs. And if you notice, he's in an orb. If you notice that too, I created him in an orb. And then the energy behind him, I needed something behind him, which is his inspiration, and that energy around the inspiration. So I need, and of course with the timelessness of it, so you don't see a lot of the background. You don't see a building, so you can't say what time is this in.
Right.
All you're picking up is little images. And so it's, to me, this is such that was such an important and integral part, because I wanted you to open the section. I'm sorry, not chapter, the section. I wanted to open the section with a place where you knew you were going to get, it would give you an indication of where the book was going to go. That's the point. So, yeah. And I think that the information I talked about in the research and also moving forward is timeless. There's nothing in this book that in 10 years
right.
will be objectionable, because it's going to change. There's nothing that's going to change in 20 or 30 years about this book, because, again, the research and the foundational information I also tested affirmations intensely myself. Even though the science said it worked, I did them. And not only did that, but when I was writing the book, I do a live stream, and I'm out there with groups of people, and I'm always talking, and I was doing conversations and talking to people, and they were then doing the affirmations themselves. They were instituting affirmations based on how I was expecting them to do. And they would come back and give me such positive feedback. Like, you're right, I did this, and look how it worked. Some people, it worked so fast. And they were blown away, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I did this, and within days it happened. And other people's like, I can't get it. They come back and say, I said, okay, let's sit down and have a conversation, and I'll help you tweak it to come up with what maybe will get us across that finish line. And then that would work, which is great. So I got so much feedback prior to printing that by the time I got to printing, I was bought and sold, because I had my own research done. I had my own evidential information from people I knew and trusted that said, hey, I've done it, and it works, and it works, and it works, and it works, and it works. And when it didn't work, I said, let's take a look at why. Let's take a look at why. Not it failed, but why? What maybe was different? Was it a tweak here? Could it have been some statement here? Could it have been how you were doing it? Could have been the belief concept, because, again, if you do not believe it, you will not achieve it. Let me say that strongly. If you do not believe it, you will not achieve it. So don't do it. You have to have faith, and that's the word. It's true. There's no other word for it. It's faith. You have to have faith that when you send out to the universe that you need help, that you are going to, and this is where you're going, and you need them to clear your path, because that's what this is. That's what affirmations are. It's like, I'm going there. This is what I want to find, and I need you to clear that path. When you do that, the environment, you have to faith, the environment, the spirit, your energies, and your higher being will step in and say, you know what? Let's help. And as long as you put forward that, they're still on that line, then I'm going to help you. So they're out there sweeping the leaves for you. They're helping you clear the path while you head down that road, Keep that in mind, and that's so important.
Yes, and I know that Angie has, I was going to say, given testimony on it, but she's shown us or told us her stories on her affirmations. But one of the things that you added while you were doing these affirmations or working on your book, I think it was right before you finished it, to have gratitude.
Yes.
So you do the affirmations, but I am forever grateful
Hmm.
that this happened, or whatever the affirmation was, I am forever grateful for it. So I know that has helped me. And I was astonished. I came up with one day, was driving, and I had to drive to the other side of town, but I needed some food. It's like, well, I really need something I can hold and eat at the same time. Um, and I went to a fast food place, but fresh food. And I went in and I ordered a salad. I think I could eat it later, but it would be really nice if I had something I could walk around. I mean, that I could hold while I'm eating, while I'm driving. Um, and I went up to the counter and ordered, and he put my order in. And I'm going, wait, why is it that price? And I said, I wanted this sandwich. I mean, no, this salad. Oh, yeah, it was. He added turkey to it, and it's like, no, I just wanted a vegetable. And so he had to change everything. And then at the end, when I'm getting my stuff, he came up to me and he says, we made this sandwich by mistake. So I had my thing to hold. So the universe was listening and knew I was hungry and took care of me immediately. That's how quick it was. And I did it, a video immediately afterwards about it. And so, yes, I know these affirmations work. I add, I'm forever appreciative and grateful, because I get both of them in there.
Yeah, and it's interesting during the creation and during the process, I created my own affirmation that I thought was all encompassing. And this is an affirmation I invite everybody to use, and it does work. And this is a general affirmation. So, again, this is an affirmation to help you just improve your life and enjoy abundance. Okay. So, I believe this is the phrase I believe in infinite abundance, and I am thankful that my wants and needs are always met. So, it's very simple. And I believe in infinite abundance. Again, if you don't believe it, don't say it. But
Right.
I believe in infinite abundance. I am thankful, which again gives thank back to the universe, that my wants and my needs are always met. Now you can tweak it, add to it, you can play with some words, it doesn't matter. But the most important thing I think is if you use this affirmation, if you want to even test your concept, the concept of affirmations, this is a great way to start. Use this one affirmation. Always remember who taught it to you, because
Yes.
it's my thing. But use this one affirmation, and this affirmation, over time, you will see as you say it over and over again. First and foremost, part of it is you wanting to be involved in the result as well. So as you start saying it, you're going to be buying into it. But more importantly, you're telling the universe this, and you're telling the energies around you this, and they all respond in kind. So the energy that you put forth, again, with doing it, with repeating it, with believing it, as you put that energy out there, it'll come back to you. Which is why, again, if you don't believe it, when you put non-believing energy out, it'll come back to you in a non-believing way. So do not do that. Please do me that favor.
Yes. And this is, he gave us that affirmation before he wrote the book, before he
Mhm.
finished it. He was writing the book before he finished it. And each of us did our own little tweak on it. And this is mine. I believe in infinite abundance. I am forever appreciative and grateful that my wants, needs, and I add, and desires are
Mhm.
always met. So that
Absolutely.
covers everything.
Absolutely. And the other thing about this too is that, um, when I this is the affirmation that I use for myself to when I was writing the book, because I can tell myself I need, I'm not going to get this done. Do I have the energy? Do I have the fuel in the tank? Do I have the desire? And I'll give you guys an example. I have right now, and I think Julie knows some of this. I have 5 books. I have 5 books that have about 10,000 words each, where I started writing them after this one. This one got total attention. But I've had 5 books that I've started and have about 10,000 words. And they're on various topics of the metaphysical. And just because I explored in those and I'm comfortable with those now. And so I'm writing on them. And of course, what did I need to do? I just took up 2 other projects. One is on not manifesting, mediumship. And I'm the first time I'm actually co-authoring that with somebody else, and that's an experiment in itself. But and so like I didn't need another project, another book. I'm doing that one, and then I just finished a labor of love for my little grandson. Let me see if I have it here. Sorry to lean out of the picture, but I got to see if I have it.
Yeah.
I do. This is the proof. It's not finished yet. It's not published yet. I mean, it's going to be published on Amazon too. But it's called Prince Liam's Alphabet Zoo. And this is a picture, an AI picture of my grandson. I turned it into a little cartoon. He's 2 years old, and as you can see, he's going into the zoo, and so all this artwork. I did all the artwork myself, by the way, which is great. And
hey, Don,
yes,
could you do me a favor?
Yes.
Take off the mirror.
Take off the mirror.
The mirror on Restream. You've got the mirror on. The mirror image.
Okay, let me see how I can do that.
Okay. Because you can see what I've got, but yours, you go in the settings. Go in the settings. You're the one who taught me how to do it. Yes, yay, you got it! Woohoo!
And of course,
hi, Shauna.
Got to get himself in the book.
Now that we can see what it says.
Yes,
that's
and so what I did is I did the different alphabet.
Nope.
I did the alphabet and then the animal. So as you can see. And this is for each of the letters of the alphabet. And so, my sister Barb, she's the bear. And then Donnie the dolphin, which is me. So this is my grandson. I sat down and I made this image. And the worst part is this proof came back. And as you can see, it put a little white line on the bottom. It didn't quite line it properly. So I'm having to fix that problem and put some more bleed on the page. But doing that. But I mean, aren't they fun images? And so this is to help my grandson learn his alphabet, And this is my grandson's image himself. This is Liam the lion. That's just the cutest thing.
Yes.
So tell me, this was just really, and then my son. This is my son Michael, and this is his Michael the monkey. So anyway, just a great little book, and it was one of those things. But this one finished fast. So this one I just jumped to it, and I made sure it got finished it fast. But so the affirmations work. I'm telling you, when I needed the energy to do it, I did it. So, and soon this will be available on Amazon too. You'll see it under my same name, Don Rumer-Rivera, and it'll be available. And so if you're interested, please buy it. I'd appreciate it. But to be honest with you, I don't care if I sell anything, because this wasn't meant as a sale. This was truly meant that this is me leaving a gift to my grandson. This is me leaving a gift that my grandson will never forget. He'll always know that Grandpa did something for him, and it'd be his legacy, so, what can I say?
Now, you had mentioned to us that you would do this for other people. You would do a custom one for others.
Yeah, I'm checking into how if Amazon allows me or whatever, or if I have to do elsewhere to produce that way. And I have checked into a few different publishers to do that. Yep. And so I am ramping up, and those books will probably be sold on my own website, because Amazon has certain issues, and so I'm working with them, but Lord knows. Anyway, so but I'm working with other printers to see, and so I can do one-offs and do those. So where if you have a child or grandchild and you want the book to be theirs, you can just order the book for them, and it'll come, and you'll tell me which animal they are from your point of view, and which name they have, and then that's the way. So yeah, so I'm working on it.
And also family members, like you did with Michael and yourself. And
yes.
And is Ed in there too?
Not in this one. Well, no, he's the elephant. Eddie the elephant.
Oh,
yeah.
I knew he was. Thought he was.
Yeah. No, he's the elephant. He's the elephant. Got to get the elephant in there. So he's Yeah. So yeah, he's in there. And actually, my brothers and sisters and my mom and dad and his dad too, but his mom isn't, because her first name is Ava, and E is his first initial. So guess what?
Oh, okay.
Priorities.
Oh,
Yes. Yes, but his father's in here, Joaquin. His my son who is my grandson's father. He has the same initial I do. His name is David. I'm Donald. So, but his middle initial is Joaquin. J for Joaquin, and so he is Joaquin the Jaguar. So he comes
oh,
in via the middle name. But the mother is in here, Heather. So she's Heather the hippo, and so she's in there. And then of course my brothers and sisters and all the other ones, which is kind of nice. Anyway, that's that. So that one did get done. That one is this close to being done. I just got to tweak it, which is nice. But yeah, to get things done, it was amazing. So that affirmation that I told you guys that Julie had down here, that affirmation really carried me through. It carried me through and got me through the book, the first book I'm talking about, which is The Ultimate Power Within, and got me to this point, which is good. And to be honest with you, you also have to have a great support network, and I have one. And it's Julie, Susan, Angie, Shauna, Bonnie. I mean, I have such an amazing support network around me, and my spouse, of course, which is always there supporting me, no matter what harebrained idea I come up with. I'm so thankful. And they just that's like they just run with it, which is wonderful. But yeah, no, these folks have always helped me, lift me up when I get frustrated, or when they even send someone frustrated. They help me a bit. If I need something, they're willing to just jump there and do it. So I mean, folks, if you it really you are wealthy, you are rich beyond belief if you have friends. If you have friends, and if you have friends like I do, then you're a billionaires, because these folks have been so supportive of me continuously. And and even when I've been cranky and messed up, it's like, okay, it's you do it. And they give me that leadway, which is wonderful, because sometimes I need a leadway. I am a Scorpion. I get into my feelings sometimes, and when I do, I'm very, Scorpions, we bury them deep, but when we let them out, it's not pretty.
yeah. Well, and you have a lot of videos on YouTube, a lot of
Yes.
videos on YouTube, and everyone, there's something there for you. You also started new videos with Bonnie. You've got podcast with Bonnie and a podcast with Shauna, Miss Naturally Divine Goddess, created the family in the book, yes. And so it's nice to have them all here. Um, so you've got all of these videos. You have a full moon ritual video. You have meeting your guides video. Um, a lot of them. Do you have to keep posting the one about the airport video?
Yeah, that was an interesting situation. But let me go back one, and that is I have 3 meditation videos which I wanted to highlight, because Julie mentioned the one. And these meditation videos, if you believe, my argument always will be, and I will never be dissuaded from this, that I am not special. I have no special gift. I may be a little more in tuned in certain ways than others, but that's because I've worked on tuning those knobs. It's like an old radio. If you all ever had an old radio and you hear, and then the station comes in, it's the same thing. So what happens is that I created 3 videos that help you without paying somebody, without having to feel like you're in a community environment where maybe you're not comfortable going in yet because you're dabbling into something you're not comfortable with, or you're thinking about, maybe we'll see. I created 3 videos on YouTube, and each of them are to help you connect in private and in your space where you're safe to your spirit guides. One of them is connecting to your spirit guides. There's a meditation, and they're all guided meditations. So they walk you through, you sit there, and then it helps you visualize, and it takes you through a process where it helps you center your chakras. And then you get to a space where then you either meet your spirit guides, you meet your gatekeeper, or you can choose a third one, which is the one that helps you meet the people who've crossed over. So if you're ever sitting there late at night and you're kind of in a funk or a sadness or just missing somebody, usually if you're missing them, don't be surprised if they're not there with you, but you're just not attuned to knowing they're there. And they may be even touching you or doing something, or you'll smell a smell and you're like, oh, it just reminds me of my mom. Well, guess what? That's your mom. She was there. But the point of where I was going with this, because I'll get distracted if I'm not careful, is that this meditation allows you to set the stage and be in the moment where you are guided through to get to the point where you can actually talk to your loved ones on the other side. And it does work. It works. I guarantee I've had feedback where it worked. And the cool part about it is that it takes visualization. And there are 35% of the population that is very difficult with visualizations. They're really hard with them. But stay with it. You have to do it 2 or 3 times and run it 2 or 3 times, not at the same time. Do it and then give it a day or two and run it again and then give it a day or two. Eventually you'll get it. And eventually you'll get to the point where you start seeing, you're like, wow, I never thought I could do this. This actually does do that. And I'll give you an example of why I say it works. One specific time, Julie was running an evening class, and I popped in late, and she asked me if I could do a live version of that video. And so I did. And I gave, for the last half hour of our class, I gave the video where we met our loved ones. And so I walked them through the meditation, and we went up the staircase, and we got to the space, and we were cleansed, and our chakras are aligned, and we go over, and so we sit there, and all of a sudden I goes a gasp. But I try not to be distracted because I'm doing it for everybody and not just one person. And so as we get through it, we get finished. I finished the thing, and then I asked for feedback, and it was a bit silent. So I'm like, okay, now, not everybody speak at once, right? And then eventually, a friend of ours, she was in tears, and she said, I want to tell you, I was moved. She said, I've been a psychic medium for over 25 to 30 years. And I have met so many people, helped so many people meet their loved ones. And I've never had anyone give me the opportunity to meet my dad. And she said, on this meditation, and again, she did this because I provide meditation. You experience this. Okay. So you open she said, on this meditation, I met my dad. He came through, and not only did her father come through, which is why she was shocked because she wanted it for so long and couldn't, and that's what the gasp was that we heard. But she also said that her other family members came through, and so in that 7 or 8 moments when I give people time to actually converse, she was conversing with her father and her family members that she had not had a chance to before. And she was, the tears were just coming out. She was overwhelmed. And I thought that was, what better testimonial than something like that, somebody who is sitting in the moment with you and has that experience. And so again, if you want to reach out to people, if you want to communicate with people on the other side, check out, it's Sonoran Mystic Tarot is my YouTube channel, my Facebook channel, my Twitch channel, my Instagram, you name it, social media, it's Sonoran Mystic Tarot. And type in, when you get there, if you click on videos and type in search, type in meditation, the meditation videos will pop right up because they're right there, and there's 3 of them. And then there are other videos that Julie, you were mentioning one other video, the moon, the full moon ritual. Again, it helps you to benefit the most from the full moon energy. The full moon energy is amazing. So there's a video for that. And then there's, what other video? There's one other that you.
I mentioned the airport one. However, I want to mention the other one you did, that you did not have a great day one day. You woke up and you weren't having a great day, and I asked you to please put a video on that because people need to see that it's not all, roses and daffodils, people. Everything comes in waves. Energy is not constant. It's moving around. So we've got it, like you were saying earlier, it's all about the energy. So
it is. Yeah. And the thing that Julie was mentioning about the airport, and it is true, because there's days where I even tell people, I'm like, I'm in a funk today, but I'm okay with, this is the thing, folks. Remember, let me help you with this. And this is good. This is going to go against everything we hear. We always hear, oh, you got to be roses and sunshine in the morning and that all the way day through. And that's work. That's hard. It's like, no, why can't I be in a funk? Why can't I for one day, for a few hours, sit in my own mess and just be in a funk? Let me be in a funk. I think it's healthy. And so it is. There are times where I'll text it. I'm like, you know what? I'm in a funk today. And sometimes Julie's like, well, I'm like, no, I'm okay. I want to be in the funk. I'm okay. I want to marinate in my own funk for a little while, and I will get through it. It's like, and that's the best part, because I know that since I allow myself those lapses of time where I can get in there and just be really mean and think the worst thoughts and all, it's just think mean thoughts about people and all that. And it's like, I go crazy with it, right? I play with it because I'll go even extreme. But the point is when I do it, then I'm like, okay, I'm over it now. And then I move on. By doing that, I think it helps me to keep from getting to the point where I bust, Right. But the video in Denver was phenomenal, and that was because it was a mediumship hit, and when it happened, it blew me away. And so after it happened, I had to go off onto the patio and just record it because it was just so striking. It was so shocking. So yeah, that's what you're talking about. And so check it out. It's I think it's a short on the YouTube. I don't think I know it's actual video. I think I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was a little longer than a minute.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
5 to 7 or something. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, check it out though. It was a process where I had a mediumship hit I didn't expect. I was traveling. I didn't intend for it to happen, and it did, and it blew me away. And to this day, it's still every time like even now, I just feel this chill. It's like I just like that was one of them. It wasn't the most memorable mediumship hit I had, but it was the most unusual that I could ever have had.
yeah.
So,
And we were talking last week. I had Echo Forest on about human design, and that you are a generator, and that you have the ability to do that, to go to somebody and talk to them. Whereas projectors, you have to have an invitation, you have to be accepted. It's okay. And but this one, but he was able to go to this person and talk to him, and it worked
yeah,
out so well for both of them. So
it was. It was.
Cox is at your door, and you've
Yeah.
got to get going. Okay.
Sorry about that, Julie. Yeah, I'm being called away. Gotta go.
Okay. All righty. All right.
Yeah, I appreciate it very much. You know, it was a good experience.
Do you want to just leave yourself on for a little bit, and in case you get to come back, just
Yeah, I'll go ahead and turn me off, and then yeah, exactly. Okay.
okay. Sounds great.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
All right. See you soon. Okay. All right. I hope you guys love that. We don't always get to hear from him. He's always helping everyone else. Yes, sometimes we hear about his book and how it started, but now you see him, you see Don doing other books. I guess he's got 10 books started, but the book on Liam, for Liam, is helped, I think, a lot, brought him his inner child out and gave him a it wasn't technical, it wasn't scientific, so that was great. And yes, I know we hope to do readings soon. However, let him go to the Cox is there at the door, and um, and I guess they're doing cable or something in cyber optics coming in. So he needs all the help he can get with his internet. Well, in the meantime, like I said, last week we talked about human design, and a lot of that has been coming up. Labor of love, yes, everything is a labor of love, yeah. And let me go back before the human design. One other thing I wanted to tell you guys about is the first time I met him, like I already told you when that happened. But we first did psychic leads, and it was great. But then we went into mediumship, and Don saw my dad, and it was great. He saw a picture of his father, and he goes, "Why am I seeing my father? Did your dad have fog in the brain or something?" He had dementia. And then he's thinking, he goes, "What's your dad's name?" And I said, "Bob or Robert." And he said, "That's my dad's name." So now when he sees his dad, he can ask if that's what the person's called. Tell me about my body. Yes, in just a few minutes, I will do my best to scan your entire body, not just your head, your neurological, and your crown, because I did that, and it still feels good there. But yes, okay, so that's good. But and were you able to listen to the human design last week? Because I think that would be very helpful for you right now, for all of us. I found so much more out about human design after I spoke to Echo. Echo Force is great. She has her website. If you need to get a hold of her, please do. So, but she is traveling right now, so I'm not sure how much she's going to be available. I know she's going to Bali next. So, but Bali does have internet and everything's good there. Design online, is that different, Echo? Seeing the human design online. Um, no, that's not different than Echo. I mean, they talk about the same things. Madeline, what was her last name? Madeline Evergreen. I've come across her. She does she does a podcast. She has 145 episodes, and uh, Jess and all the other projectors out there. The one she did today, and that's Madeline Evergreen. One she did today was about projectors, and it was right on point. Just want to let you. Yeah, Echo Forest is the one on Wednesday, and she was great. Yes, great guest. And it sparked so much enthusiasm and interest in human design. And as you all know, nothing happens coincidentally. So when I was in Monday's class, there was a girl sitting next to me, and it's like I kept hearing human design, human design, human design. So I had to tell her, I said, are you aware of this? Do you understand any of it? She wasn't. And I could feel her energy, and I knew she wasn't a generator or manifester generator, or the larger of the three. I knew she was more rare. And there was a young man with us, Adam, and her name was Emma, by the way. Uh, and Adam knew about it, and I'm going, well, I either you're a reflector or you're a projector. And he said, I live with a projector, and I really think that's what she is. But the time in her life, the human design is very important for her to look at. And yesterday, when I'm listening as I'm coming back from Wickenburg, yes, I went all the way to Wickenburg yesterday. Anyway, that's about an hour and a half from my house for those who trying to figure out where it is. Anyway, when I was coming back, I was listening. And human design also talks about your digestive system. There's a human design for that, and it makes you understand what you should be eating and make you aware of how you're feeling after you eat. And that so is narrowing down to you what you should be eating and what each, whether it's a projector or a generator, all of that. And I was fascinated listening to it because I had just eaten, and I was driving home, and all of a sudden I feel really bloated. And it's like, oh, great. And then this came on and kind of explained things. But I started moving my abdomen in and out while I was driving, and it made a huge difference. The bloating, the uncomfortable feeling went away because I was actively moving my stomach in and out. And it was because I was listening to this. Well, I ate things I shouldn't have. So what can I do? Well, I'm driving in a car. I can't really pull over or do a whole lot. So I just started moving, and movement is important. And that was another thing they were talking about. So it really helped. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys. That's what I went through yesterday. And as the information. I believe in infinite abundance. I know that. I believe in infinite abundance. My wants, needs, and desires are always met. Everything for my highest and greatest good comes to me perfectly. Everything for my highest and greatest good comes to me always easily. And I say that every day, at least 3 times a day, if not more. So, what you need and desire will pop up for you, just like listening to Don, his book. Now, remember, chapter 13 is about healing the body. Bonnie, healing the body with chapter 13 in Don's book. So, yeah, we all have our issues at any given time. We're not all going through the same thing at the same time, but anytime we hear something new and different, um, if it resonates, embrace it. Please embrace it, because it makes all of us stronger. When your light is shining brighter, all of us shine brighter. Um, the other thing that's on the human design. So there's a lot of things you can. Oh, thank you, Liz. I'm doing 369 manifesting recently. And speaking of manifesting, Miss Shauna, are you still here? Are you still here, Miss Shauna? I haven't gotten the link to your new, I think it's a publication. Well, I think they're, yeah. Yes, I will read. Oh, okay. um, and Shauna, where are you? Yeah, I'm hoping Shauna comes back in, because I don't have. Bonnie, have you seen the new? It's not a planner, but it's a manifestation guide. I think that Shauna has put out. I'm almost positive I saw it, but it was in a rush that I came across it. So, but anyway, manifestation that will help. The third thing, if she's in, hopefully she can pop that up and I can grab it. The other thing I wanted to remind you guys of, and this is what Bonnie got me hooked on because it works. I don't know if Pam Shore is in here, but it works for her too. And that is the moon void schedule. I know some of us have heard about it. I want to let you know today we're right in the middle of it. Okay. Hopefully, well, hold on. I did not change my time zone. So let me update my time zone real quick. And maybe it's BHX. Okay. Yeah, let me update it. I forgot to update that of all times. I forgot to update my time zone. Okay. So, oh, beautiful. Um, so the last moon void started at um, 11:43 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on last night, and it completed this morning at 3:22. So that's great. So it isn't interfering in any of us. Now, when a moon void happens, two things you can do: rest, which is very important, and I hope you're doing a lot of that, Bonnie. And the second one is to finish projects that you've already started. Do not start new projects, finish them. And you've got plenty of time. We've talked about recently that moon voids are happening more and more frequently. It used to be 2.5 days in between. Now, like I said, one ended this morning, one starting tomorrow afternoon. Just over 24 hours, not 48 hours. So, yeah. And let's see. The longest one coming up, oh, the longest one coming up starts Mountain Standard Time on, yeah, double check. Begins. Well, the next longest one, hold on. I'm going to go to the 29th through the 31st. That is the longest one. It's like 38 hours. And that starts at 10:58 p.m. Mountain Standard Time and on the July 29th and ends on July 31st at 10:25 a.m. So please take a look at that moon void chart. If you start something and you get the word they popped in my head, discombobulated, please stop and look at these voids and see what you can do. Oh, not yet. Work fast. Liz, I did 369 work fast. Okay. All right. Everything comes to me perfectly. Everything that is for my highest and greatest good comes to me always easily. Yes, comes to me always easily. Yeah. How do you use the moon void schedule? You look at it and how does it affect my daily activities? If it's your normal daily activities, it doesn't really affect it. If you're trying to start something brand new, that's when it affects it. If I start a new project, like I go on and try to and attempted to add a new channel on YouTube, and I did it 2 times, and before I started the third attempt, I went and checked the moon void. It's like, I've got another 6 hours. So I stopped. And then it worked. Now, you can take a look right now, the moon void calendar. It goes for the entire month. So it's there. I'm not sure how to share it on here. And I've got such a mess on my computer right now that I don't want to. I go to astro-seek.com for mine. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and copy, Control C, and I will put this in the chat, Control V, and this is what that will take you to this month's chart. I hope it was this month's chart. Hope I wasn't looking at last month's chart. Actually, I was looking at last month's chart. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I did that. Anyway, I don't know why they gave me for July. Hold on. Let me change it. So we got a different time. That's Mercury retrograde for you. There you go. Okay, August. Do I have the right time zone? Right time zone. Okay, let's go back to the 20th. So right now we are in the middle of a moon void from 5:26 a.m. this morning to 4:17 p.m. this afternoon. That's our moon void. So no new projects, just completing old projects. The next one coming up is on the 21st. This is less than 24 hours. It starts at 11 a.m., 11:13 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and ends at 22:24. That is 10:24 on the 22nd. So that's just under. Well, that's more than 24 hours. And I'm not going to do my math right now because I had it all done earlier, but I was looking at the wrong month. So that was the wrong month. So please disregard that last link, and let me send you the proper link for this week. Okay, here we go. Control V. For this month, here you go. So I'm going to, I think I can I delete that? No, I can't delete that. Okay. So the one that I sent, second is the right one for the month of August, and that will help you. And it's for the whole month, so I just can pull that up every once in a while. Okay. There we go. Yeah, only when I start something and it's not working for me, that's when I look at the moon void calendar. So I hope that helps. Hi, Tina. Okay. I'm going to double check with Don, make sure if he's coming back or not. And then we'll get started doing some readings. Next week, what? August 25th, as the moon leaves Virgo. Thanks. Yep, we start the VOC until August 30th at 7:05. Yeah, and Miss Bonnie's given me a whole thing on this. August 25th, Monday, as the moon leaves Virgo at 6:53 in the morning. But right, the one that I have, all you have to do is click on that, the link, and go right. Oh, Don is here. Okay, perfect timing, Don. Perfect timing. We were just going over moon voids and getting ready for readings. So I can't hear you.
I said my hair looked a mess all of a sudden. I was like, what the heck? We had to go outside. I didn't realize it was that windy. Apparently it is. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you did perfect timing. How's it going out there, though?
Well, they're not going to, they can't do the install. So it's going to have to be postponed, which is no biggie. It's, hey, the house is too complicated. They explained why. So, and yeah, so I'm okay with it. It's all good.
Wow. Yvette and Brandon, are you guys still here? They're two different people. Liz, I got you on the list. And then Miss Bonnie.
I was listening to your AstroSeek thing. You know, I was trying to get the birth chart calculator to work, and it wouldn't. It doesn't. It gets stuck on the place of birth, even though it fills it in for me. And so I'm like, what the heck was I doing wrong? If anybody out there had tried the astroseek.com's birth chart and you got it to work, let me know. And maybe it's my system blocking something. I don't know, but it's weird that I couldn't get it to create that calendar for me. So just plant that seed out there.
Yes, Miss Tina. Tina Fitzgerald. I just want to make sure you knew who that was. Okay. And if there's a specific question, please put that in. Brandon is here. I like that name.
We know somebody who likes that name very much.
Yes. Well, I have a son that's Brandon too. So.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Of course, Miss Harley. What does my spirit guides want me to know is ahead for me in September?
The one thing that I get for Brandon was you need to relax. I get a lot of anxiety or energy around things you cannot fix and things that you're trying to. It's like you're like a puppet master. Is what I'm feeling, and it's like you like to control things and you like to manipulate things and make them jump on your timeline and your spirit guides are like, why? Why? What purpose is it? There are things that, Brandon, I'm getting the energy that there are things that you cannot control, the things that and it don't even really impact you very much, but yet you still want to somehow affect them. And the spirit guides are telling you, back off, give yourself a break in September and don't, and let that anxiety go away. Because once you are cognizant and accepting of the fact that certain things you cannot change and certain things you should not change and certain things you just keep your nose out of, then you probably will lose a lot of that anxiety that's with you because you're not carrying around thinking, oh, I can make a difference. You can't be Superman or Superwoman. You just have to be super person and show up and be present in the moment. And it goes back to mindfulness. We spoke about it, the mindfulness of accepting and knowledge. Yes, you can acknowledge the fact that this person has this problem. You can accept the fact that that's who they are, but you don't have to fix it. You don't have to take care of it. and then you can move forward without having to carry that luggage. And so again, your spirit guides are telling me the anxiety that you carry is somehow self-induced because you tend to want to be so much involved with so many things that you should not. So use a little bit of mindfulness in September, and if you haven't learned the skills of mindfulness, you can check them out, and I would suggest you do that. Read about mindfulness and put it into practice. Again, you're not condoning behavior. You're not verifying it's wonderful and whatever. You just have to acknowledge it is when it is, and what is, and then accept the fact that, hey, okay, move on. I mean, it's just that simple. And of course, I make it sound simple. It's not as simple because, again, if you're wanting to fix and control everything, you're just inclined to go ahead and do something. But the spirit guides are saying no. Accept, acknowledge, and move on. Accept, acknowledge, and move on. That's what I'm getting from.
And what I got immediately was dizziness. It's all in the right side of the brain. It's like you have a metal circle. Well, it's not a circle. Metal band goes from the back of your head and it stops right here. It's almost like it's a claw and digging into your brain. It's very uncomfortable, but in between that, a lot of dizziness. My eyes keep closing because it's hard to see, and it's very painful. I don't know if you're experiencing any of these feelings, but this is the feelings I'm getting when you came in. And it's all on your male energy side. And when it comes in the back like that and it's going down my neck, it tells me it has to do with a past life. Whether you believe it or not, we've had multiple lives, or multiple timelines is what they're reminding me of, because uh, time is not linear, and it's hurting. So what he's saying, be mindfulness, be in the here and now, and let go of the things you can't change. Now, everybody's heard me, not everybody, but a lot of people have heard of the Serenity Prayer. Well, I wrote down the original printed Serenity Prayer. It was printed in the Women Press, YWCA, 1933. The Serenity Prayer by Winifred Weigel. Oh God, grant us courage to change what must be altered, serenity to accept what cannot be helped, and insight to know one from the other. I know there's other versions. Um, a gentleman named Reinhold published it 3 years later, but and they use it in AA all the time. But this one stuck me as change what needs to be altered, but to accept what we can't change, and that's what Don was saying. And there's a lot of things you can't change, but you got to work on you. You got to take care of you, because this pain is not somebody else's cause. This pain is you. You're hurting yourself more than anything else. So please work on your self-care, your self-love. I mean, it's just, you're the most important person in your life. And please, take some time to be mindful of where you're at currently. And yes, Yvette, I can see you. I hope that helps. You've got this, but you can create your life. Right, Don? I mean, you've got to make the...
Absolutely. It all starts and ends with us.
And his book is a great thing too, and to help you align what you need to align right now. And okay, so thank you so much for coming in. I do appreciate it. Please remember, everybody, subscribe. I've got a new channel that I will be going live with on Friday. I put it up, and they've given me 24 hours. That's normal. And so I hope you guys get that. That is communication and connections, just like the name of the show. Okay. And Yvette is next. spiritual advice. Okay, and this is her question. There we go. Okay, what do you got?
So you're wondering if the grasshopper is the sign that she's there? The friend is there? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, it's a him.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Brother. Yeah.
I think that's what she was asking.
Yeah. I'm getting no confirmation one way or the other. I'm not picking up anything specifically on that one.
I'm feeling he's with you right now. I can feel the energy. Can you feel his energy?
Yeah, no, because it's I feel the energy of somebody's there, but yet when you ask the question, there's no confirmation one way or the other. So I can't tell you yes or no, unfortunately. I just think that it's, and so was his was his passing was unexpected.
Yeah, let's see. Yes, we know there's delays, so.
Yes.
But please answer fully. Yes would suffice in this one, but.
Yeah. Anyway, I was picking up this feeling of an unanticipated ending.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because that's what I was picking up, and I was picking up that. Yeah. So. And who's the little blonde girl? Were you a little blonde girl, or who's the little blonde girl? Because he keeps showing me a little blonde girl.
Oh, wow.
What's up with this little blonde girl?
Condolences on his passing for that reason. Yeah. For any reason.
Yeah, because it definitely was unexpected. I felt the instantaneous kind of like, wow, it's just like, but there's something about this. Did they find the assailant? Was the assailant a female? But there's something about a little blonde girl. There's an image of this little blonde girl, and I think the image. I'm getting the image that, again, the image is being from my energy level. It's coming from him specifically.
Oh.
Oh, he had a daughter that was blonde? Because he's showing me he's showing me his little blonde girl. That was his. Did he only have the one child then? Because, and if that's the case, then this would make sense, because, again, that would be his concern. It was her. But he's showing me the little blonde girl.
And Harley wants to know if he was shot in the stomach. I'm feeling heaviness in the head, but that doesn't mean a shot.
Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling like that's his concern was his biggest concern. I mean, once he passed, was for her, and that's the blonde girl, and so his thing was about
2 daughters.
Okay. Yeah, no, there's one that he's worried about. There's one specifically he's worried about, and she's the little blonde girl. And so, if they're both, if both are blonde, he's concerned about one of them. he's concerned specifically about one of the girls and
Oh,
the blonde daughter. He's very concerned about her. Is she having a rough time? Is there a family crisis going on there with her? But if I were you, I would reach out to find out that he's one of them needs something. One of them needs assistance. One of them needs help. I don't know if it's psychological assistance or whether it's just they're in a rough spot in their life and maybe not even attached to the passing, and because there's a chance that it could not even. It doesn't have to necessarily be that the passing that created that thing, but he's worried about her now, and so why he's coming into you, and why he's been around you recently a lot is he needs you to reach out to them. One of them, it sounds like one of them needs help, and and maybe it's support as an emotional support. Maybe it's maybe again. I just get this anxiety. There's this
yeah.
his concern for her, and so reach out to them and see what's going on. Maybe just having a conversation is enough. Sometimes it's just because they know you're there, but one of them is having some issues, and he is concerned for that one. So figure out which one it is, and again, it's a little girl. So I'm wondering if he's implying that since it's a little blonde girl, it's the younger. I don't know. He's not very clear. It's interesting. The way in which his communication is kind of strange. I don't think he was an old spirit. I think he was a younger spirit because I think that he's having problems coming through. And usually when you're a younger spirit and you haven't come through as many times, if you haven't crossed over as many times, again, this goes back to reincarnation. When you come back, after you've been back a few times and you're comfortable with coming through, and his energy tells me that his energy is giving me an energy that he hasn't come through. He hasn't transitioned a lot, and so he hasn't learned how to communicate well across the barrier. And so it's very complicated. Or again, was it to the head? Because again, maybe it's because of the way in which his thought patterns are and the way in which he's sending information is very distorted in that way. And maybe that's kind of the message he's sending. I don't know. But
It was
yeah,
eight times, Don. 8 times.
yeah, Jesus. And was it one in the head? Did she say?
She hasn't said yet. And Harley asked if it was stomach area, but we're not getting any information on that.
And they didn't apprehend the person. To your knowledge, is that the case? Because I'm feeling like there's no closure here either. I'm feeling like there hasn't been a closure.
Oh, wow.
But did they find Yvette? Can you? It's Yvette, right? Am I saying it right?
Yvette.
Yeah, Yvette. Can you tell us? Because I'm feeling like there's not been closure, and I'm wondering why that is. And I don't think it's. I think it's again not closure on his life, but it's more of a closure on the situation.
Yeah.
So wow. And was it from a car, like a car
A drive-by?
drive-by type situation? Because I feel it's like, again, out of the blue, it's like, but they knew what they were doing. Whoever did this, he was the intended target, by the way. That much I get. His energy is very clear. It's like, but it's like, wow, geez, he was.
I'm feeling multiple guns.
Yeah.
And I feel his heart and that he's really concerned. He was let go, then charged again with the same thing. What? Oh, okay. The person was, because I felt cuffs. So he was let go and then charged again with the same thing. So there was only one?
But so did he get convicted, or is it still a process? Because again, I just feel there's no closure yet. I don't feel closure. I feel that there's, and that's the case, Julie. Then what you just said really rang through too, because there's more than one. Because again, it's that closure. I just feel there's no closure here,
Yeah.
and that's the energy he's giving me. Is there's no closure.
And it was after a fight. Yeah.
Crazy. Well, sorry to hear that, but reach out to the daughters, because the one of them needs. He's worried for one of them, and that one of them needs something. And is it maybe a phone call? Is it they just need direction or something? I don't know. But one of them needs some intervention, some help. Okay.
And is that Is that the daughter, the little blonde? Is that the one who just had a son? Because he just had a grandson. So, no, never charge. He got away with it. Not
Uh,
yet. He's not the only one, though.
no,
There's more to
exactly, and that's makes me that's like closure. He's there's no closure. Yeah, that's what I felt. Sorry to hear that. It's interesting. Yeah,
Wow.
kind of feel I can like right here. I just feel
Yeah.
right here like a burning. It's like I just feel like this is the one. This is the
Yeah,
one that
that's
kind
what
of
I'm feeling
yes,
that, but I'm feeling coming this way. It might
yeah,
have gone this way and then out down
yeah,
here or the other way.
yeah,
It wasn't, yeah.
yeah.
Uh, so yes, the second one that you said yes, was this the she had the child, the son, because he just had a grandson. So I'm thinking that it was a young blonde, but she had a son a year ago. Oh, okay. Wow. So it's the one that had the son. Okay. Wow. Thank you,
Maybe
Vet.
some postpartum depression, maybe something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe something there's it's some yeah just reach out make it just and it never hurts to have a conversation or just to connect and just say hi and you never know what a simple hello can do or a
Right.
simple hey I was thinking about you. It's amazing what that can do for people, and that's his thing. That's what I'm getting. But man, I'm telling you, he needs to back off of this because I'm this is
And you usually don't get that stuff.
I
So,
don't no I
and
mean I'm not
I
empathic.
understand it. So I'm fine with it. I'm
Yeah,
just telling you, I'm fine with it. What was his name?
it's burning, so it feels like it.
Yeah, I feel
It's
that too.
burning.
Yeah.
It's like Jesus criminy.
And it's in the exact same spot, you and me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And it's going to help you too. You said he was the only thing you had left. The grandson and the girls are important too. So please reach out. And
And Yvette, do me a favor. I didn't mean to cut you off, Julie, but I've got it before because if I don't, I'll forget it. But do me a favor. Never say that phrase again. Never say that. I'm not spanking you, and don't take it that way. But I'm giving you advice. Okay. Words are power. Words are so much power. They're unbelievable power. The book I wrote the book about how words are power, how we create energy based on our words and we send that energy out. When you make a statement that says he's the only thing I had in my life, when you make that kind of a statement, you have put into the universe that you are now everything else has no importance to you. And that's not what I think you meant. And I know that's not what you meant.
yeah,
But because words are power and because I truly am a hammer about words are power, be careful when you say something like that because when you do, what you do is you've excluded the value to everybody else in your life. And when you plant that seed, if you're not careful, you may create that environment where then you push people away. Your energy pushes people away because they know they don't have value in your life because you've put out there there's only one person that had value and gave you value. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm not spanking you. I'm not trying to be overly picky. I'm being very cautious for your benefit and saying, please watch your words to make sure that you don't use such disqualifiers. It's like, oh, I love you to death. Please do not love me to death.
no,
Never love me to death because you know what you just said? I love you to death. You love me to death? I don't think so. I don't want to die. I don't want you to die.
right.
So but it's phrases we pick up. I totally get it. But be careful when you use those words because words, again, I've after writing that book, I understand clearly how words have so much power, and we give words power. We give words power when we don't even use them properly. So do me that favor and make sure that when you talk about it, you say, you know what, he meant so much to me. He was so important in my world. I love that. That kind of phraseology is so important. I totally get that. But it's like it's like, oh, I don't know if I can go on. This person died and I can't go on. Really? You can't go on? You can't go on? 20 years later, you're married with kids and whatever. You went on. You know
Right.
what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Again, I don't mean to be uh, punitive. I just want you to be cognizant of what you say and how it can impact you. It really can. You can plant the seed that of unintentional consequences you don't want to go there.
Well, and mindfulness, you were talking about that earlier. Take a moment and sit with your thoughts, be here and now, or listen to his video for loved ones coming in,
Yeah,
because Hakeem is with you right now. And he came for a reason, not just for his daughter, but for you. And what he's trying to say is reach out to my family. They need you. You need them. Please, please.
and Yvette, go to Sonoran Mystic Tarot, which is my YouTube channel. And when it does, click on the videos because you'll see the thing at the bottom, and you'll say video, live stream, all those things along your shorts, videos, whatever. Click on videos and then type in the word, just do a search on meditation. And when it comes up, you'll see 3 meditations come up, and click on the ones for loved ones and start watching that one. Do it once every 2 or 3 days until you finally can get the visualizations down. And don't be surprised if you're going to find yourself sitting there at the end of the video and turn and look over to the next chair, which is part of the meditation, and see him there and have that conversation. You can talk to him directly. You really can. You just have to work at it and make sure that you're cultivating that energy exchange, which again happens based on the guided meditation. It cultivates that for you, helps you to build that energy and confidence, and then finally you put it into practice. And so it may take 2 or 3 times, but don't be surprised when it happens. And then you look over and see your brother, and you're going to be so surprised and happy that you've had that communication. You have it. We all have it. We all have the ability. It's just that we tune it. Angie, Julie, Shauna, Susan, all of us, Rob, we all tune it because that's what we do more often than most. But you have that same ability. It's just you haven't tuned it. You haven't tweaked it. So that's what you need to do.
And strength to you, sending you love and strength, because I know you're going through a difficult time, and you're bringing him in more and more because of the stress you're under right now.
Yeah. And he will come in to help you through that. That's also why he's here probably. But again, when he comes in, he has messages. So that's unintended consequences. But when he's there, he's usually there because he felt you needed him there, and so he came through. So know that that's the case.
But broaden your community, because there's so many people out there that can help you. I'm always going out and meeting people all the time. I'm an introvert. I usually would rather stay at home, do projects around here, but I get out every weekend, every day, and meeting new people, because it's very important. We've got to spread our love, the light of our love, throughout the world. Otherwise, it's going to get darker and darker. We know there's enough problems right now. We want to fix those. So.
Amen.
And thank you for that, Robin. Let me put that up there real quick. Whoop. Oh, didn't want to do that. There you go. Perhaps the universe knew that she would be the one to care for his family. Stay close. Yeah. But if things aren't working for you, obviously they aren't, because you're in a stressful situation. Change things up. You might not be able to leave right away or change things completely, but broaden your horizons and find new people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I do love the song, Find Your People. So check that one out. Okay. And next, let's see. And thank you, Yvette, for coming in. Our love goes to you. I'm not going to use the terminology hearts or anything like that. But yeah, 2 weeks back, I have demo for a teaching job, and they are willing to offer the job. Will it be good for me if I take up this job?
And suddenly I felt great relief. I feel like this job it's not only is it going to be a good opportunity, but I just felt this amazing kind of energy about renewed excitement. So I don't know if you kind of are frustrated where you are, or just not bored, or whatever. I don't know, but I just felt a lot of renewable and renewal energy. So I'm it's really I'm picking that up.
Yeah, I'm feeling a nice, positive
Mm-hmm.
feeling from it too. What else is going on? Anything else? And a lot of power in your giving hand right now. There's a little bit of a block. Community. No, which one is it? Yeah, pretty good flow in your giving hand. Everything's good in the receiving hand, but there's a little bit of a block uh, on your love life there, Liz. I'm not sure what that is, but otherwise, it's really good
Mm-hmm.
flow. So about a new job, giving what? Oh, that's what it is. Uh, Giving what you need to give, but holding a little bit of yourself back because you're anticip. Yeah, you're not anxious, but it's anticipation of meeting new people. So that's what I'm getting on that.
No, I get the energy. You may need there may be one other little meeting or complicate or hurdle or something to overcome. So like one another meeting or something. I'm getting this feeling like another meeting or something, but and maybe that's maybe to maybe confirm something or put something into place, or maybe to maybe an official offer, that kind of deal. But there's one more step, and then I think it's I see no reason. I just think it's
Yeah,
confirmation. I think it's a good energy. So
it's
I
good.
think if you're offered the opportunity, you should take it. Definitely get that.
Okay. And that's why your hesitation. Yes, I got
Mhm.
that. But let this flow. You got it. Yeah, go with the flow. I hope that helps you, Liz. But yeah, know that you have it. Visualize, do your affirmations. I keep hearing echo on your end.
Oh, mine?
Yeah, I don't know what it
Actually,
is.
yeah, I don't hear it on yours. So I don't know. Or I don't hear it from here.
All right. And I'm writing project to finish. That is why rethinking about this job.
Well, make sure you do them both.
Yeah.
Continue writing, but move forward this too.
Okay. Now, this is from Miss Bonnie. I'll work on her body. What do you have for her? Because you know she's been going through a lot.
Trade it in for a new one.
Hey,
Uh,
it with the affirmations, spirituality. Believe me, my body has remade itself over the last 3 years. It really has, and I feel that I'm closer. My body is closer to the age of 30 than it is my current age. I'm just saying. I know it had. I know it's possible. That's what I'm saying.
mhm.
Maybe this job will bring the creativity I need. Oh yes, I think it will bring in the creativity. Yes, please. Okay, let me just.
And for those who don't know, Julie and I both know Bonnie very well. So when we talk like this, it's because we know her. It's not because we're being. We would not do this if we did not know you well. So again, this is we know Miss Bonnie. So just for those of you who are shocked at what I just said, I'm thinking they may not know. I better make it clear.
Yep.
And of course, at this point, Miss Bonnie is probably giving me the finger already.
I'm hearing double barrel shotgun. Thank you.
Exactly. She's like, you'll pay for that one. I know.
I get you. I get you. Okay. Yeah, I'm still at the crown. Everything's fine up there. And what I don't know what Katie meant by that, but Okay. Um, keep your thoughts clear, clean. Me. Then I'm going ear chakras. Ear chakras need cleansing. Oh, messages coming in that you're not listening to. Eh, that's normal, right? Let's see. Keep going down. A little bit of clog in your under your right lymphatic system, right under the ear is clogged. Are you doubting your divinity right now, goddess? There's heaviness in the high heart chakra and a little bit of a pain. It feels like you're doubting things. And I'm not just looking at your ear chakras. They want me to remind you of that. Um, anxiety. Yeah, your heart is in anticipation mode. What's happening? What's happening? You've got to get this anxiety out. Ugh, a lot of clogs between right under your heart, intuition back. She wants me to feel the rest. They don't want me to feel what's going on in you. Gosh, they don't. I'm going to say the words that they are telling. Massive cleansing needs to be done. They're saying operation, but meaning rituals and baths. Have you taken a detox bath? We've been able to get into the bath, and now all of a sudden I'm getting nauseous. They're only letting me feel enough. Sorry, I didn't mean to chuckle. It's almost like a neon sign. Oh, I thought it was around the liver, but it's pancreas. So going from under the rib, under the diaphragm, and down to the gallbladder. Cleanse, cleanse, cleanse. Okay. Oh, good. They want you to be careful with everything you intake. Um, Again, they're reminding me of what I saw or what I listened to yesterday, Bonnie. Human design and Madeline Evergreen, and which one? I think it was episode. Which one was it? 140. I think that one was on the digestive tract. It's either 141 or 140. The digestive tract. Watch that over and over again. If you want to reach out to Madeline or Echo Forest on that, just a quick question on it. Where do you get the information? Because remember, human design has to do with astrology, I Ching, and a few other modalities, and it's all combined. So This is going to be right along your path due to the fact that it has to do with astrology. But it's your body that we're working with here, not just the astrology part. And it will help, definitely help you. That's what they're pointing me to. Nothing is coincidental, and they're reminding me of that. And this information I heard was for you along with everybody else. But you were at the forefront of that episode that I thought of, that it might help you. And now they're pulling more information. They're making me feel more stuff. It's, yeah. Other than that, I will call you after the line. Ooh, yeah. All right. Now it's starting to move around. I can feel things. All right.
I drew cards just in case to get another level of feedback. And the one thing I picked up here is Page of Swords. So Bonnie, as you know, when you have the Page of Swords comes in, the information is going to come in that's going to change something. Maybe it's a change of procedure or change of a treatment or a change of a regimen or even a medicine, but there'll be some news that comes in that's coming in that will probably change what you were thinking or what you were doing. And that's going to be good because it's going to plant the seed to getting back to good health. This is a 6 of Cups. And so again, it's that planting seeds so that whatever it is going to do is something you're going to have to take or start or do, but it will lead you back to the good health because there's the 4 of Wands, which is that happiness and so forth. So you're headed back in the right direction. But again, it's probably this young, and this could also indicate a young doctor. So this could be that a young doctor calls you with, again, a change or something saying, hey, look, we found this, or this is something else we need to take in consideration, something like that. So this this doesn't only have to be just the message itself, but it could help you describe it as a younger doctor. So if you have a younger doctor, then this is probably indicating that that's the one. If you have a few doctors and one's younger, that's the one who's probably going to be. And it's interesting because you're finally going to get back into alignment because there's a star card. So that gets you, not only you're going to get back to healthier times, but you're going to be more aligned when this happens. So things are working to your advantage, but there's something else coming in that will probably help you to get to the finish line when it comes to health.
Yeah. And planning to see new information. It might not be a person per se, but new information. Yeah, waiting on lab results.
Okay. If that may be the case, then when the lab results come in, it helps to give them an idea of what they missed or maybe what they haven't seen yet and how they can approach this. So there you go. But I think that's going to be the genesis of the step forward. So
yeah,
super important.
And I'm hearing move it.
So. I've got to move it. Move it.
Yeah, time to watch Madagascar. I love that movie. Do you ever watch any of those with Liam?
No, Liam doesn't watch TV. He's not a TV kid. Well, he watches at home, I'm sure, but when he's here, no, he wants to be out. He wants to play with Ghost. He wants to be in the pool, and he wants to be in this little riding thing that we bought him, the little Vespa thing. So he likes to get in that thing and riding. So he likes being active, and believe me, he is very active. When he leaves, they buckle him in the back seat. And before the car is gone, he goes,
wow.
And actually, by the time I get upstairs, I'm the same way. So, we both feel the same because he's just always on the move, and I'm always wondering and watching and keeping, it's like I can't help it. So,
yeah. Okay. Tina, are you here? Oops. I was going to say, it's just 7 minutes. If we can do a quick one, if you're here. So, do you have anything going on this weekend?
You mean like metaphysical wise?
Anything that you want to advertise?
No, not really. If anybody wants a private reading, send me an email at advice advice at Sonoran SONORAN Mystic Tarot.com, or you can go to SonoranMysticTarot.com and get one there, or go to my Etsy shop and you go through Etsy to get a reading there as well. There's many ways to reach out to me. So if you'd like a private reading, definitely do that. Also, I would advise, if you have not seen or read the book yet, please check it out. This really is, if you're looking to shift the paradigm in your life, and I mean, I'm not overselling this because I've used it myself. I'm telling you, that's why I wrote the book. If you're looking for a paradigm shift, if things are just kind of plateaued, or you're just trying to find some new energy or find out some new way to make things happen because they haven't been happening, you really should read this book. It's The Ultimate Power Within, Unleashing the Magic of Affirmations. It's available on Amazon, Don Rumer-Rivera, that's me. Or you can go to my website, sonoranmystictarot.com, and buy it there directly from me there. If you buy it through my website, I'll autograph it when I send it to you. And if you leave me, and I'll reach out to you and if you send me an email, I'll reach out to you and I'll inscribe it how you wish, as long as it's not something like, I love you forever, you'll be my one and only, because that's not going to happen. But I would inscribe the book
Have
inside.
you gotten those?
I had one person send me something and I'm like, wait a minute, that's kind of crossing a line. I don't want, thank you, but no, we won't be signing the book that way. No, seriously, I was at a book signing and they come up and they said, I'm like, oh, that's a little complicated for me. It's like, is it okay if I just do this? And I was like, I'm trying, but they were like, it was a little too. I was, yeah, it was uncomfortable. I'll put it that way. A little too, and that's not somebody I knew. That's not somebody I even knew. They were just kind of like, they were this person who stalked me for like 3 different psychic fairs, and they kept coming back for readings. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. They were getting something more out of the readings than I was getting. I think, I don't know. So,
Sounds
yeah.
like it.
Yeah. So in that book, I'm like, okay. No, yeah, I'm not comfortable with that, but I can go with this. And they're like, okay, that's good. Yeah.
Don, I tried to text to get the link to attend Tuesday night meeting, and unfortunately you didn't answer, so I missed it.
No, Robin, I did send it. I sent the response. But Julie, can you Robin, did you text me or you emailed me? Because I thought I received an email from you.
Okay. You want me to put the link up?
If they can save it or somehow, yeah.
Well, I'm going to put it in the chat so she can.
I guess they put it in the chat so they can click on it, and you click on it now and then save it. So where you'll save it.
I'm trying to find. I had it.
Yeah, exactly. Angie, I had a real life stalker. It was strange. I didn't even know I was being stalked though. I just thought they were liking my readings. Talk about being oblivious. I'm like, oh my gosh, hey, this person really likes my readings. Apparently they like something a little more. Oh, okay.
Well, and I know you've been to places that, is he married? Yes, he is married, everybody. So it's like all these women line up, and it's like, they're really.
Oh, I went to, oh gosh, yes. The one time, I remember Susan sat in the audience, and this before, I don't remember if I'd finished the book. I don't think I'd finished the book yet, or maybe so.
It was close to being finished, but
yeah, and so so I went to give a talk about affirmations, because the owner of an organization said, hey, they heard me they heard me live, and they're like, I want you to come and speak to our people about these affirmations. And so I did. And so Susan was sitting in the audience. They're like, oh my God, he's so whatever, and he's so cute and whatever, and all this energy and wonder if. And Susan just chuckled, and she's thinking, is they only knew? No, he's off the market. But it was crazy. It was funny to get all the feedback. You're right. It was. I remember that very clearly, hearing it. And Susan had me blushing at one point when she was telling me the stories. But you know what? It sold some books because some people bought the books because they when they came, they heard the talk. The good part is they came and they saw and they were impressed with whatever made them excited about me being there. But ultimately, the book, with me talking about the book, it made them inspired to buy the book, and that was good. So the good part is whatever it took to get there, in the end, they got there, which is nice.
Yeah. And for those of you who are in the Phoenix area, there are 2, I guess, one's a bazaar, and one is a psychic fair. So Soul Search in Cave Creek is on the 23rd, Saturday only. And Missy's Mystery is hosting the Mystic Bazaar in Scottsdale. So both of them are along Scottsdale Road. You can get to both of them. So check them out, and yeah, go to both. That's what I'm planning on doing.
And make sure you definitely stop at not comparing, not preferring one over the other. But the one thing I can tell you is that I have we have worked with Missy at Missy's Mysteries for a while. You know, as and supporting her, and she supports us, which is great. She supports the community, and so when you're involved with these things, the one thing you want to do, if you can do it, is support local communities and vendors, because they help our community continue to thrive and grow. And Missy is very much involved in that regard, and for the right reason. She's in it. Of course, she's in it to make, to keep her store open. But when you go in there with ideas and you want to help build the community, and when you want to introduce her to people about the community, and when you're an author like this, and you have a book, she supports that, which is wonderful. And she encourages new vendors as well as other vendors, and she encourages other people. She has classes and things too. So if you, even if you don't go to her event, the Mystic Bazaar this weekend, the one thing I would strongly suggest is, if you're looking to visit a metaphysical shop with great energy, and knowing that the owner is very much involved in picking everything that she sees in that shop. Nothing there is done by somebody. She picks the things that she wants in her shop, and she is very involved with that. But more importantly, she is in the community, and she competes. She works to keep the community growing and expanding. And so that's the kind of people you want to support if you can. Yes. So, and I'm not taking away anything from Soul Search, because Soul Search does a great job too. But I have very much intimate working knowledge with Misty's Mysteries. And I know, I just know the character of the person who runs it, and she's doing it for the right reasons. So that's why I say that. So if you have a chance, go. It's Scottsdale Road and Shea is the intersection. And it's on the northwest corner, behind in that little district there, and you'll see it, Missy's Mysteries. And again, if you pop in, just tell her we said hello, and that we sent you there, because and you'll be glad you did. You'll be glad you did.
And with that segue, thank you very much. I will be interviewing Missy on October 22nd. So thank you very much. I know you didn't know. But yes, and I'm looking forward to that too. So I'm getting a whole lineup of people. I know I talked yesterday that Sean might be in today. However, Sean did a clearing Monday night after I talked to him, and it was a very deep clearing for multiple past lives, and he was exhausted. So he's going to take 2 days off to build his energy back up. And hopefully he'll be in on the 10th of September. I've got him penciled in. Next week, I've got Wendy coming in. Wendy Yates is a friend of ours. And I asked her about it, and she said, I led Tina's class the other week, and she says I was letting them know what I was going through. And people came up to me at the end and said, we really needed to hear that. And so I'm bringing her on to meet her, for everyone to meet her, but also to go over the ups and downs and ins and outs of spirituality and your divine gifts. That's what I'm calling it. And I'm looking forward to it, because just like Don said, if you feel like you're in a funk, then be in the funk. That's what you've got to do, because there's always lessons to learn and always moving forward. So, but sometimes you have to take a step back or be stagnant for a moment or two before you can go forward again.
Mm-hmm. So, absolutely. Well, it sounds like you have some cool guests coming up. I love Miss Wendy. She's a sweetheart. Yep. Good energy. Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to each one, and I'm so thankful, Don, that you came in at the last minute. And I'm glad we didn't cancel because of the cyber optic thing, because it didn't happen.
Didn't
So
happen in the end. Yeah. So it's good.
thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate everyone. Please like, subscribe, share, follow, all that good stuff for all of us. Don's uh yeah, Don's channels are up and so are mine. So please come in and check out the video again later on. I will be saving it to my new channel and also to Love Riot Warriors on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for coming in today. Are you going live tonight?
Yes, I will be going live tonight, and I think Miss Angie will be joining us. I can't guarantee that yet, so I can't speak for her. But I think last we spoke, I think she will be able to. So
What about Thursday morning?
that one I will be. Yes, this week I should be able to this week, and I can't speak for Miss Shauna. She was in earlier, so I don't know if she will be able to or not. But I will be going live, and so yeah, I came unprepared in that regard. I can't tell you. I can't speak for them yet.
But as long as you know if you're going to be on, because I advertised that you're not going to be there. It's like, dang it. But yeah, I mean, it happens. And I will be back on Friday with Scott and the Gabriel Project. Also, Miss Bonnie and Miss Sarah should be on Friday evening. I think they're going to 5 to 7 this week, Mountain Standard Time. And that is Friday Night Live Happy Hour. And Miss Susan going to go on Saturday? I know.
I think so.
Okay, I know Juan's in town, so I want to make sure. But she'll be live at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Remember, she's early. Sunday morning. Now, last Sunday morning, we have Kevin and we had Jess. And that was different and it was great. It was really great, but it was nice seeing Kevin online finally.
Yeah. Getting out of his comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
And so I'm not sure who's going to come on Sunday morning, Psychic Sunday. And it doesn't look like Angie there. Yay, there she is. Are you going to be on Sunday at all, or are you traveling? Drum roll. And then I will be back on Tuesday. On Monday night, Claudine will be on with Anne, and I will be on Tuesday with Claudine. And then Wednesday, we've got Wendy. So please come in for that. And thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone, for being in today.
Thank you all for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and thank you for, they're saying, saving my bacon at the last minute. And Ula did read saying somebody's going to slip in at the last minute. So it's like, okay. So thank you guys so much. Have a great one. Love, light, and blessings. Thank you.